and we're starting off in the Associated Press. Oh, you could trust the mainstream. And this is a timeline.
Let's have a little look at this artist impression. Is that Jelaine there?
Oh, no,
I mean, her eyes are darting all over the shop.
It might be an exact representation. He's got such small hands. Is that Trump who's next to him? Next to her.
She looks like Sloth from the Goonies.
Yeah.
With the one higher eye.
Hey, CIA.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Hannibal Lecter's in the background as well.
Sleeping.
Sleeping. Well, that's good because you don't want Hannibal Lecter awake. And
It's
anyway,
so funny that they're doing these artist impressions and they've all got masks on, so you can't really even see their faces.
No, you definitely can see. That is so fantastic. That artist, they've chosen this. Associated Press News said, which article do we think is the best, or which photo is the best to front up this article? And it's this. It's this. Oh, it's actually one of three. So there's actually three. So there's another one here. Woo! Look at that. Ooh. Yeah, hello beard. That's the first thing I was looking at. Look at that beard. Anyway, and the next one over here. Who are those guys? Who are those guys?
Who's that hand?
Yeah, no, it's God. That's it. It's God. It's God's point.
If you ever see these two, stay away.
Yeah, and maybe it's this family, because this is where we start this. On March 2005, police in Palm Beach, Florida, began investigating Epstein after the family of a 14-year-old girl reports she was molested at his mansion. Multiple underage girls, many of them high school students, would later tell police that Epstein hired them to give sexual massages. This would blow out of control, but they already knew this was coming. They had their fingers in every single pie. Well, more than pies, obviously. There we go. There's gay Edgar Hoover. How, on a scale of 1 to 10, how gay was gay Edgar Hoover?
He was a 10.
I
know I'm not giving myself any wiggle room there, but I'm fine with that.
I'm gonna say 9.
Oh, you're undercutting him there. Well,
$1
Corey gets the point there. No, in actual fact, dressing up as a lass doesn't make you gay, according to AI. I'd say he might land around a 4 or 5 on the gay scale. What can you do? Honest and truthful AI. It's based more on speculation and rumors rather than concrete evidence. So it's purely a playful guess. Ooh, and there's one more. I don't need this. Don't need this for this. How gay on a scale of 1 to 10 is Johnny Vedmore?
Corey, you go first.
2.
Oh, don't know if that's good or bad.
I don't know.
I was homophobic by the way I said that, wasn't I?
I'm gonna say he's a 3.
Oh, you're both being kind, but no. Apparently, well, you win, Charlie. You win the point. The AI says I'd say maybe a 5, right in the middle.
Wow.
Right in the middle. I'm even a little tiny bit more gay than J. Edgar Hoover, according to...
Apparently you are.
Truth bomb.
Go on.
Oh. I'm blanking on the first part, though. That was dumb. I thought it would come to me faster than that.
I'm ready.
Well,
go on. I'll give you another couple of seconds before I hand it over.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Just guess. Whatever.
It's a hard. This is a hard, tricky round for the mind.
Yeah, I can't quite place the breed.
Okay, I'm gonna hand it over because I think Monica's gonna get it.
Well, I
on.
think it's a raccoodle.
It is a raccoodle.
Or
And what would be the other
poocoon.
name? A poocoon. A poocoon. A poocoon is one of my favorite. If you can mix a poodle and a raccoon, you'd get a poocoon. That's acceptable. Okay. Monica, you get to 2 points there. You're eking back those points. You are
Maybe.
behind at the moment. So, okay, get ready. Monica's is clearly very good at this round, so be
Yeah.
careful, Courtney. But you can always
I
waste it if you get in there quick. So who's more likely?
Oh, I
Was
know
it
that one.
everyone's favorite bearer of bad news, Walter Cronkite, or the son of a freaky Satanist, Anderson Cooper? Which one is got the links there, Scott?
Truthfully, I think both of them did, but I know what Grok will say is that it was Anderson Cooper, specifically related to his Africa investigations that he supposedly just funded himself and went and fucking, just magically got this career in journalism because he just somehow got to Africa to cover some sort of fucking Civil War bullshit. So it's Anderson Cooper is the answer.
And what about you, William?
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. I'm sure Cronkite did.
I have chosen
Yeah,
people
same thing.
who are likely to throw you off the scent, but you are quite right. In actual fact, it's more than that. It's confirmed that Anderson Cooper interned at the CIA for 2 summers while a student at Yale.
I'm
so
shocked.
shocking. So this is Dana up first on this slide. So you get to choose someone you think was the AI thinks was against the old books. Now this is very freaky, I have to tell you, because what AI considers to be an anti-vaxxer is just like, madness. But still, I think you can see a couple of obvious ones there. Dana, do you want to take a guess?
Kanye.
Kanye, yes. Kanye West, an obvious one. So it's 1 point goes across to you, Rachel. If you get someone who didn't support them, was pro-vax, and then the point goes to Dana.
I guess I'll guess.
I can't tell you. It's John Voight, Jessica Biel.
Yeah, I know who they all are.
Okay,
I'll guess John Voight.
John Voight, indeed, John Voight. So he's on 2 points now. Goes across to Dana. So now you're on a 50-50. It's
I'm gonna go
Jessica Biel, Rob Lowe, Mariah Carey, and her brother Jim Carrey.
I'm gonna go with Jim Carrey.
Yes, Jim Carrey. So, okay. So here we go. Rachel, you've got only one left. If you guess it correctly, you get 4 points.
So one of the 3 left was against it, didn't support it.
It was against it.
I'm gonna guess Rob Lowe.
Okay, I'm afraid Dana gets the 3 points there. That's brutal. That's brutal because she's already so far in the lead. But Rob Lowe was for it. Okay. Napoleon. How gay on a scale of 1 to 10 do you think AI for Napoleon was? This starts off Hesher.
I'm gonna go with.
He's French. That's a good. I mean, it's a start. You want to start adding to that. He's French. He sticks frogs' legs in his mouth.
If Schumer was only 2, then Napoleon is only 4.
Oh, you're saying a 4? Okay. Ruckus, what do you say? Do you say a man who can stick an entire chicken bone down his throat and take off the meat by going like this is because that's what the French do. I've been in a restaurant with them.
AI
I've
has
seen
got to
them.
be on the same page as me with this 6. I'm going with a 6 again.
Oh, well, you each get a point because he's a 5. They said, I'd say he's a 5. Sure, he had some tight bro bonds, but that was because he was into guys, or just because that was the vibe back then. Who knows? That's what AI says. Sounds like a Victorian bohemian.
AI is such a bro. It talks all bro-y at you, doesn't it? Who knows?
Yeah, yeah. I think it's not working with us. You know, just
No.
saying.
Truth bomb.
Oh, Tim finally gets in there. I mean, he shook Columbia with that. Go on.
This is Anthony Fauci. Tony Fauci.
Yes, it is. It's old big bad Tony Fauci. He's there with his cute kittens and his bloody axe. Okay, are you ready? You got your fingers on the buzzer. You got your fingers on the Z trigger. Here we go. Who is this bloody clown with an axe?
Truth bomb.
Dan Fournier is in there first. Please come on then, Dan. Who do you think it is?
Mel Gibson.
It is. Would you believe it's Mad Mel Gibson? Look at it. You can even tell that's Mad Mel Gibson. What? I mean, it's amazing. Indeed, it is Mad Mel Gibson howling in the moonlight, dressed as a clown. This isn't actually AI. This is just a normal picture that I took off the internet. You know, this is it.
Oh,
You
yeah.
do,
Do it. Click
you
on the
do.
thing in the corner to make it a full screen for you.
It's
What about this? What about this one then, Courtney?
That's good.
How do you feel? There is a good one. How old do you think these guys were when they died?
This is so bad.
we're gonna go with 70.
70, okay. And Monica, what's your guess going to be?
I'm going to say 65. I was debating 65 is the top that I think.
Okay, well, you should have been very careful to listen to the name of the round, which was called the 69 Club. And one of them was always going to be 69. So 70 was a very good guess.
So,
yes.
what a clever game.
Yeah.
What a
So
good
what?
game.
What? Thank you. What did? Who are those people? If you can guess all of them, there, Courtney, you can have an extra point.
Yeah, that I'm not going to though. I don't know.
Okay.
I
What
think
about
I
you,
can.
Monica?
I think I can. I'm going to say David Bowie,
Yeah.
Saddam Hussein,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yasser Arafat.
No.
That's not. Oh, is that Gaddafi?
Yeah, it's supposed to be Gaddafi. I know he does look like he's
really
Gaddafi when
doesn't.
he's in the back of the van.
And then Louis Armstrong.
Yeah, Louis Armstrong's there as well. Yeah, 69.
Probably
They all
not
died.
the only one I would have gotten, but yeah.
If
Okay.
Yasser Arafat died at 69, I want the point.
No, he
look it
didn't.
up.
He was much older than that. He was maybe in his late 70s, early 80s when Arafat died.
I thought
Yeah.
He was like,
He was 75.
oh, there you go. Okay.
So, okay.
He looked a lot older. I can bloody tell you that when he died.
But he used to wear that thing, whereas Gaddafi didn't always wear it. But yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. Okay.
You had
And
the Larry Ellison technology.
Right. Yes.
this
It's
next
awful
one-
though. Like that David Bowie rendition is pretty bad.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
It's a damning indication of the current education that kids are getting is they have no clue what they're talking about. They bandy the word fascism around, and when actually asked about it, to maybe debate
Yeah, go on.
that, they have no clue.
And this guy also, you know that if you talk to this guy and you ask him to define something like fascism, that he wouldn't have a clue. That he would say a load of stuff, but it would be gibberish, and he wouldn't even be able to say it properly because he ain't got a clue about nothing. I mean, this is just
They
obvious.
don't know what fascism is.
What examples do you mean by that?
Yeah, what
it's kind of
example?
things like
on.
that if you take an opposing view to
opposing view.
the current marches that have been happening on the Saturdays, well, obviously you're a fascist, aren't you? So, look, goodness me, aren't we all fascists? Look at it.
But the fascists stood peacefully as well as fascists standing like thing. What does that mean? What, you're supporting fascism? What, are you supporting a state that is systematically eradicating another state, ruling it, killing its people, creating genocide, apartheid, all of those different things? Yes. Okay, what's fascism? I can't define it. I can't define what does it mean though? What does it actually mean? What's it the combination of? Come on, the state, education systems, and other things that merge together. And what else? Oh, corporations, the state, and education merging together to rule in an authoritarian manner. Something along those lines. You know, there's loads of different branches of fascism.
It's all here on a fascist gathering. No.
Yes. No, it is.
Fascist would be, I don't know, Mussolini maybe?
Oh, there you go. He doesn't know what a fascist is. He's going to say Mussolini, maybe. No, that's one form of fascism. You don't know what you're talking about. And the whole point of what you were saying was that if you talk to these people nowadays, they don't know what they're talking about. Go on.
I think a lot of people in this.
Oh,
country,
no. I can't. Wait a minute. Let's go back.
Education that kids are getting is they have no clue what they're talking about. They bandy the word fascism around.
He's bandying the word fascism around, and when asked to describe what fascism is, he ain't got a clue, and he ends up saying like, fascism is like Mussolini, isn't it? Like he bandied the word about. He doesn't realise that he's supporting a fascist regime, because that's what the Israeli apartheid regime, the top echelon, doesn't mean. Again, it would be a fallacy for me to paint all Israelis as fascists, like it would be if I was in 1930s or 1940s to paint every German as fascist. They ruled by a fascist government. A load of them weren't fascist and don't have that ideology with them, were subjugated and tortured, were pushed out, were ethnically cleansed, were genocided. You know,
actually asked about it to maybe debate that. They have no clue. They don't know what fascism is.
What examples do you mean by that?
It's kind of things like
fascism equals Mussolini.
An opposing view to the current marches that have been happening on the Saturdays. Well, obviously you're a fascist, aren't you? So look, goodness me, aren't we all fascists? Look at us all here on a fascist gathering. No.
No.
Fascist would be, I don't know, Mussolini maybe?
That's the best you can do. Mussolini maybe? That's what it is, a fascist. So what does that mean? Italian, I suppose. And hung from the neck, and would make the trains run on time. That's all I know about fascism. I don't know anything about fascism. The fact is, he's right to an extent. The word fascist and fascism in general is bandied about by one side of the argument, saying, a bunch of fascists. And then the other side always says, you're a bunch of fascists. Because most people don't know what these things actually mean and don't use a semantical definition, a strict semantics when it comes to this sort of thing. Fascism is now an insult that is broader in term than what it originally was, a broader term than what it originally was, and what the definition originally was, of course, because that's how it works. It's the adapting of a word inside society that has got negative connotations from something else and then gains other connotations elsewhere. If you want to see a state combining with corporations, then really looking at the IDF and Unit 8200 and how they're creating loads of cyber corporations, and they're linked in with the state and the education system, and that looks fascist to me. The whole thing looks fascist. The whole thing, Israeli state looks fascist. Does not mean Israelis are fascist. Does not mean you're a fascist. This guy doesn't think he's a fascist, but if you're standing behind a fascist state and supporting a fascist state, that means you're a supporter of fascism. I'd want to see.
Who else woman can't hold God's power? You all fucking sold out. We had everything. You were the richest on the planet. What you got now? You're polishing fucking buildings around you. Yeah, that's what you are. You are serving. And you all back When it's looking back, it's Barry Badas, baby. That's all we did. We've got it all under our nose. And we're looking at every other cunt. Yeah? You know what I mean?
Speaking.
You know all of them bow down to this. Yeah? You know I'm the Robin Hood of the niggers, that's why they said, Yeah, Sid's got that one. Let's hit him with the black mass. We'll see what the other rats can do. You know what I mean? It's the opposite way around. Let's sacrifice this one. We just want to see. And then when they see, when they seen the Pope changing his slippers from the bird, what the frick? Then they knew. You understand? And consistency too.
No an inch.
Yeah. So, spirits, you got equal me with flesh and equal me with resources they can't. Because they're rubbing themselves and split. But I'm not going to hold it against you. You know why I'm not going to hold it against you? Because when the dog comes out, he doesn't ask for food, does he? So I can still tie my shoelaces. That's all it does. Yeah. I'm training and I'm doing all of this, right? So I can tie up my shoelaces, right? And I don't have to ask any other cunt to do it. Keep your independence as long as you can. Because, right, when you can't do it now, you've got other people looking after you. They start to give you dicks. Yeah? Well, you're not the big one now. Look at you. Yeah? And you go, I can't believe it. I thought that he was on my side. Yeah?
Tell it.
Your clubs are dead, your city's dead. Yo! Yeah? Yo! The wealth of God, the power, the evil of God, yeah? That's how we fight. That's why you call across the back. Yeah? I'm running out of in your little shithole, you understand? When you have every fucking thing wrong.
Everybody's right.
Because I'm the Black Viking. Yeah? Yeah? And this is my love island and I do anything for you, love. Yeah? It's not the same for me. So because you divide me, you divide yourself. You lose it all. Anglo-Saxons, bow your fucking heads down. Right? I am the Black Viking, Alaric. I am the evil of God. Yeah? I am the war machine that fights against the God. I don't need no fucking army. I drop them like chandeliers for BMT. Yeah? I am the praise of God. Yeah? I'll give you a budget system, right, where you don't have to fucking work or do anything. You can lie down in the fucking graveyard and let daffodils grow out of your skulls and your bodies like vampires. Like, gotta keep, yeah? Stayed in for so long. Yeah?
Boss. Okay, I'm Johnny Vedmore. I'm an investigative journalist. I like looking into ancestry quite a lot. You don't really know a person by who they present themselves to be nowadays. You're more likely to find it out from their history, their background, who brought them up and who brought that person up, etc. In many cases, you find reoccurring manifestation of behavior within genetics in general. So you see that people do the same thing, take the same roads. When I see how people who worship darkness, how they rise to power, it's extremely suspect. And also when you get into things like that, and when you get into researching evil people, you can feel it, man. You can feel that there's something else there, that this can't be normal. If you've got a history which involves nefarious circles, and you do want to hide it. And so that's not going to be presentable to the modern man.
Well, let's begin. Mr. Klaus Schwab.
Well, oof. Klaus Schwab, a hard one to find. So before the World Economic Forum was created in 1971, Klaus Schwab's history was basically unknown. Some people thought he was a construct, that he was just a made-up persona. Some people didn't even think he exists.
Good morning.
It was very, very difficult to find even a mention of Klaus Schwab. I would say pre-1968, that's where he started to really come into his own, is in 1968, about 3 years before the creation of the World Economic Forum, which was originally the European Management Symposium. These sort of people, these big players, they don't let their childhood be known, because their childhood comes from, usually contains dark secrets. You usually find that they're connected with people who have not necessarily been good for the world. Klaus Schwab was born in 1938, so obviously those are fundamentally historic years in Western history. We're approaching World War II. Lots of people wanted to believe he was Hitler Youth or something, and he was fought, but by the end of the World War, he would have been 6 years old, so his father would have been the person he looked up to, and he did. He followed everything his father said. Now, his father was the head of a Nazi model company. Eugen Schwab was the managing director of the Ravensburg branch. Escher Weiss itself was making U-boat submarine parts, flamethrowers for the Germans during the time, atomic bombs and etc., and bits for fighter planes. So every single part of the war machine had a little bit of Escher Weiss in it. His father worked for the Nazis creating heavy water, and heavy water was used in the enrichment of uranium. So it was a natural way of enriching uranium. Was Eugen Schwab part of the Nazis who were standing outside the Ravensburg town hall in 1938 where a picture was taken, that still causes controversy in that part of Germany when you mention it, because people hate seeing that all of the Nazis were so proud and happy Ravensburg was such a big Nazi town. Ravensburg wasn't targeted all through the war. What you saw is a lot of rich German people who had helped within the race to eugenically modify the world. Including 691 patients in Ravensburg who were euthanized during the war. 691 who were euthanized. That's a lot of people who were euthanized in Ravensburg. Now, Klaus Schwab, through the 60s, was a young man who was in university, getting degree after degree after degree. And by 1966, 1967, his father had told him, if you want to be a success, you've got to go to Harvard. And at this point is where he was taught by Henry Kissinger.
I have met practically every leader in the last 40 years. And there were only 3 or 4 leaders who really made a lasting impression on me and, to a certain extent, changed my thinking. And one of those was Mandela. Another one was my teacher at Harvard 50 years ago, Professor Henry Kissinger.
He had a massive impact on Schwab's overarching ideology in the future. And that was partially because Kissinger was mixed up within a lot of groups, including very much the Rockefellers.
And you mentioned, David, Henry Kissinger.
Actually, I guess I was the first one who got to know him because he was a member of an organization called the Council on Foreign Relations in New York.
Now, Henry Kissinger himself, of course, the point man for the Club of Rome and for the ideology of population reduction. The Club of Rome was set up in 1968 by Aurelio Pecci, who was an Italian industrialist, and Alexander King, who was a Scottish chemist.
The Club of Rome comprises some 70 men of widely varying backgrounds, but their common concern is that the world problems cannot be solved by individual nations. I spoke with Dr. Aurelio Pecci, founder of the club, and Dr. Alexander King, director of the World Bank and the United Nations OECD.
They really concentrated on population control, on bringing down the population. They had Malthusian ideas.
It's not some science fantasy effect from 2001. This electronic display emanating from Australia's largest computer is a picture of the condition, past, present and future of planet Earth. It was developed under the auspices of the Club of Rome by an MIT research team to present a complex model of the world and what we humans are doing to it. What it does for the first time in man's history on the planet is to look at the world as one system. It shows that Earth cannot sustain present population and industrial growth for much more than a few decades. It shows that simply cleaning up our car exhausts and making some small effort to limit our families simply isn't enough. The condition of the planet starts to become highly critical, and if we don't do anything about it, this is what's going to happen. The quality of life is going to go right back to practically zero. Pollution is going to become so serious, right out here, that it will start to kill people. So the population will diminish. Right back here, less than it was in the year 1900. And at this stage, around about the year 2040, 2050, civilized life as we know it on this planet will cease to exist.
So this Malthusian idea would go along with the introduction of the World Economic Forum.
Damen und Herren, herzlich willkommen hier in Davos.
The world has become so interdependent that entrepreneurs everywhere in the world depend each on another.
I think he's very much the top front man of the ideology of the Rockefellers, Club of Rome, Henry Kissinger. They needed someone in Europe who had had experience with trying to bring people together, bring companies together. Klaus Schwab would say, you know, we have to really, really harness that human capital. And it's very much a sign that they were on the same wavelength as all of the people who had taught him, all the people who had brought them up, and the Club of Rome, and the people who were saying that we need population control if we're going to have success in the future. I think they saw him, Klaus Schwab, as the perfect person to take on their cause and rebrand their cause as something which was environmental rather than population control.
We have continuous partnerships with many governments around the world. And of course we have NGOs, we have trade unions, we have all those different parts. Media, of course. Media, of course, and very important experts and scientists and academia. Because if we are looking at the future, I think we should look at new solutions, and the new solutions will be very much driven by technological development.
Eugenics is a hard thing to spin after World War II. The Malthusian idea of needing a disaster to create their agenda is really important. We could create disasters, or we could create, even if they're not real, we can create them to make sure that our agenda is pushed forward. This is Stan Pottinger's registered base of operation. Okay, this is public knowledge, searchable through the internet. I gotta say that just before I reveal it, because obviously there's reasons why you would say that normally that would be, but this is about, we're going to be talking not about Stanley Pottinger himself and where he lives, but we're talking about Stanley Pottinger and where he registers certain companies from eventually, which is this house, 49 Twin Lakes Road. In fact, his son lives next door in a house, and he owns another house, or at least did own another house, 168 or something like that. I can't remember one, but on the same road. So this is extremely interesting. This was purchased. I'll be able to show you. This is the Mount Vernon Argus. I love the names of papers from abroad, from anywhere. 20th of August, 1989. It's a Sunday. We're on page 93, Lewisboro. And here we see Twin Lakes Road, South Salem, sold by Robert Fox to Stanley Pottinger of New York City for $675,000, which is quite a bit of money back
989,
in
yeah.
989. But Stanley Pottinger had been an investment banker sharing a desk with Jeffrey Epstein. Now, he smuggled guns and arms to Iran for the CIA, and he had successfully got Bush and Reagan elected in the White House. I'm sure that probably pays well.
It certainly pays for a house at Twin Lakes Road.
Certainly does. Certainly, and eventually pays for a couple of houses on Twin Lake Road. How about three? Let's have three. Let's keep going. But why not? We have another house too. We'll have another house. 1990, the following year, he spends $2.5 million. Now, how much is that? Can you
$3.25 million in a year on 2 properties? And he just got this money laying around, does he?
Just laying around. Well, in a sense, his father was an insurance man who owned John Pottinger Insurance, so he must have had some money inherited, and he probably invested it quite well. But I would say working for the CIA, you're likely to get loads of different opportunities. Stan's always, as we'll learn later, Stan, even up to the past few years, has been looking for opportunities to make big money. So this is called Long Cabbage Home, sells for $2.5 million. My holy hell in a handbag. I cannot tell you how finding this, I didn't expect to find that Stanley Pottinger had lived in Palm Beach. Just did not expect it. Did not expect it at all. It was a shock for me because I hadn't heard that at all in any of the things I had read, and I hadn't noticed it anywhere, and I hadn't come across any of the databases I looked at until I looked closer later and then discovered the whole family had lived there. And this is buying in the Long Cabbage Island subdivision, and I couldn't find the Long Cabbage Island. I don't think it's called Long Cabbage Island. I don't think they liked it. There's a place called Cabbage Island in Florida. That's not in Palm Beach, just like outside Palm Beach by a while. But I couldn't find Long Cabbage Island, so I was really confused. The 616 Island Drive, and I had to confirm it. Gregory and Janice Holloway sold it. Financed were the sellers, and financed the sale with $500,000 purchase money mortgage. I don't know what that means. The home was built in 1954. Indeed, all of the homes in the area were built in 1954, including Jeffrey Epstein's Palm Beach house. Right. Okay, so I want to explain something to people there. We're talking about El Brillo Way, and we're talking about Stan Pottinger, and Stan Pottinger is in 616 Island Drive. So we know that here we are, El Brillo Way. This here, we're on Google Earth, of course, and it's showing us Jeffrey Epstein's mansion that's in El Brillo Way. You'll notice Tarpon Island there too. Do you see Tarpon Island? The guy who owns Tarpon Island, I can't remember his name. Oh, well, it's always like that. I can't feel it's Damien something or Darren something. Anyway, he is the one who buys Jeffrey Epstein's house a few years back, and demolishes it and has it rebuilt and sells it on. So that's the guy who owns Tarpon Island there. This one by here. Over here, it's about here, I think, is Stanley Pottinger's house. Is the Island Drive, and from between, as you see the scale, 100 meters. Can you see that?
Yeah, so it's literally
it's about 500 meters.
Wow.
And I think I've measured it out, 500 meters from Jeffrey Epstein's house to Stanley Pottinger's house.
So they're basically neighbors.
Basically neighbors, yes, in many different ways. This is his. This is Jeffrey Epstein's El Brillo Way mansion here. This was designed by a guy called John Volk. This is some interesting stuff. We'll get to this. Give me just one moment. Ooh, see what I got. I'm missing something.
It's funny seeing that Google Earth view of like all the mansions, because they were kind of like really not stacked on top of each other, but very sort of squeezed in, but they're all so huge.
Yeah.
It's just like a billionaire's playground. Like,
well, look at how Palm Beach works. This is all down here. It is all big mansions, and this central bit by here is where all of the rich folk live. So you can see how it is.
Terrible if there was a big flood right there.
Oh, would it be? Is it terrible, the word? But that's where this House of Horror was. That's where his House of Horror was. I mean, it can't. If you go down, I think it's about here is. By here is around where the Kennedys resort is as well, where Robert F. Kennedy and other people, Jr. were, and they would visit. He was a visitor to Epstein's house as well.
It does make me laugh as well, like whether it's the Clintons or like Obama or any of these people like that bang on about climate change and rising sea levels and all this stuff, but they've always got like
beachfront mansions,
beachfront properties. That's funny, isn't it?
Yeah, really peculiar. It's like that. It's almost like they don't want you going to the beach. It's almost like they don't want you surfing. Right, I'm going to close this now.
Skim.
Skim. It is a skim. It is a skim, most definitely. So as you see, Epstein, and we'll see more details of this. The same true for Epstein's beachfront property, 358. Sorry. Albrilla Way, which he bought for in 1990 for 2.5 million. 2.5 million. In actual fact, we can go back to 1990 and we can have a look at where in May 1990, Martha A. Gottfried, who represents a load of different, I think she represents more than her own agency, originally is doing an open house at Albrilla Way. And this is in the Palm Beach Daily News. We can also see that on March the 4th, 1990, on Palm Beach Daily News, there's another open house here. Here's one up there for Albrilla Way, but this is the one we want. Martha A. Gottfried, Inc., again, is trying to sell it, and she's having trouble selling it. Down here, though, is Stanley Pottinger's house, 616 Island Drive, which is also an open house in the same newspaper, being sold by the same people at the same time. So Stanley Pottinger and Jeffrey Epstein may have just been wandering around together, and they would have known each other. So maybe they would have said, "Hey, you buying a house in Palm Beach?" Yeah. Hey, Stan, how's it doing? I'm okay. You know, what are you doing, Stan? Oh, just covering up whatever I can find. What's that over there? It's a hole. I might go and cover it up. You know, can't stop myself. What are you doing, Jeff? Oh, well, I go around, you know, having massages and sexually assaulting. Oh, what's that?
Maybe you could come over to my house and cover some things up round of mine.
Yeah, maybe if you're done with those children, Jeff, I could put them in the hole like you want me to, because I'm sure that probably happened as well. I'm serious there. I'm probably, you know, it gets dark, some of this stuff. We're looking at stuff and we're having a good time. It's fun because we know the dynamics of it and it's been worn out of our heads. But I'm sure there's other stuff. There's other stuff that we are to learn. But like I say, look at this. March 1990, there is open houses of Albrilla Way, Stanley Pottinger's future home that he's going to buy very soon, and Jeffrey Epstein's future home that he's going to buy very soon. And that's quite amazing. Actually, eventually, Martha Gottfried loses the contract to sell 358 Albrilla Way, and Sotheby's International Realty, which is, of course, attached to Sotheby's Auction House, where Les Wexner is one of the board members alongside Taubman, who's one of the Mega Group guys. And here you go. There's down there is 358 Albrilla Way. This is Jeffrey Epstein's future house, a lakefront contemporary. Kathy Shapiro is selling. I wonder if she's any relation to Ben. Unlikely. I reckon there's probably a lot of Shapiros around. But anyway, that would explain why Epstein got such a marked discount on it, because as you see down here, has it got a price on it down here? No, but they're selling it for about 3.25 million or something like that. He ends up getting it for 2.5 million. So that's that's one hell of a mark down. 750 grand. Yeah, that's something like that. So again, there's Sotheby's then selling it over here, and I'm sure Margaret A. Gottfried is probably still selling 616 Island Drive up here. So now they're separated. She's lost the contract to try and sell that. It's gone over to Sotheby's. Not a surprise. And there it is. Yeah, it was actually 850,000 because it was 3,350,000 that it was. And demolition begins on Epstein's former Palm Beach property eventually. And there you go. Todd Michael Glaser. He's the guy who owns the house in the middle as well, the Tarpon Island one or whatever it's called. He buys it, and there's Jeff. He buys it and then has it pulled down. And Forbes write this meaningless. I mean, come on, how much do they pay this woman, Emma Reynolds, to write such a crap article? Look how small that is. It's barely anything.
Yeah.
There's loads of information you can write about that. I know that I'm writing like articles with like between 7,000 and 10,000 words, and that might be a bit daunting for some people, but that is pathetic, and these people get actually paid for what they do.
It said the article was older than 2 years old. I thought it actually said this article could be read by a 2-year-old, and I said, well, obviously there's nothing there.
I thought you were going to say this article has been written by a 2-year-old. It could be true, right? Paradise Island. I want to mention here quickly. Paradise Island was Hog Island once upon a time, and was bought by this man who I once wrote this article about this year. I think it was, when was it? March. So not that long ago. I wrote the original Jeffrey Epstein about the man who made Paradise Island and many other things, did lots of other things. And he was exactly into the same age range of girls, had intelligence links, house in Palm Beach, house in New York, house in London, house in Paris, all of the same things as Jeffrey Epstein, like mimicked his life, except he got away with all of his crimes. This guy, this is George Huntington Hartford II, who was an heir to the A&P grocery store fortune, which was the first ever chain grocery store in America. So you can imagine how much money they originally made from getting that, like being the first chain grocery store in America. But he was basically retarded. But what's interesting is that Paradise Island, the place where he actually created, was designed by John Volk, the same person who designed Jeffrey Epstein's home in Palm Beach. And I just found that fantastically interesting synchronicity again. There's lots of synchronicity within this piece.
They have to get him in to design all the network of underground tunnels and dungeons, obviously.
Special soundproof holding cabinets for screaming children when the authorities come round.
You're talking about this guy keeping history alive. At the site he designed in Palm Beach, architect's life honored with the Volk Walk. So in Palm Beach, you can go on the Volk Walk because he actually designed thousands of houses, including many that are in Palm Beach. And you can go on a walk and look at all of his different architecture, because there he is. But yeah, he was personally brought on board to design Huntington Hartford's Island, and he had designed Jeffrey Epstein's home too. But it had been built in 1954, so it's not like Jeffrey Epstein got him directly to do it. But it's very interesting that synchronicity exists. I like a bit of synchronicity. And 6161, eventually that was sold off, and 616 Island Drive, which would also be sold for 2.5 million, were not so much of a markdown as you see, because it was being sold for 2,950,000, was also up for sale. Here is on the 27th of May, still up for sale. And here it is on the 22nd of July, where they have an open house between 2 and 4, and on that day Stanley Pottinger would walk in and buy the house directly that day. In actual fact, that can be basically proven by this entity that was created, a Florida profit corporation called Colt Communications Inc., which was registered, the date filed, it said, this is from a filing from 1990, and you'll see that on another filing, there you go. So the effective date, so even though the date filed was the 26th of July, 1990. He backdated this corporation to have been registered there from the day that open house viewing had happened. So obviously that's the moment he bought the house. And here it is, 616 Island Drive, Palm Beach, Florida. And registered agent name of the place was this, and the director detail was J. Stanley Pottinger, address 616 Island Drive. So we know for sure he lived 500 meters away from Jeffrey Epstein. At the same time, Jeffrey Epstein moved in to his home, and Stanley Pottinger moved his family in there too. Like free recovering crackheads, James is going to keep a lookout while I take Dick down a deserted alleyway, making it a perfect occasion to play our first quick-fire picture round. I asked honest and truthful AI to give some of World War II's finest leaders baby faces. It'll be our contestants' job to chime in as soon as they recognize the little the little fella. It's called Look Who's Goose Stepping Now.
Truth bomb.
Dick, yes.
Is it Churchill?
No, it's
the bloody moustache. I just
no, it's not.
It's exactly the sort of clothes he'd wear.
Wait a minute. You go on. Say it. Say the words.
Me, Truth bomb.
Yeah. Go for it.
Is it Stalin?
Yes, it is Stalin. James gets 1 point there because, of course. Oh no, Dick did. He gets 2 points. Sorry, James gets 2 points. You want to add in a truth bomb about Stalin?
Lovely bloke, loved his kids.
He's not as nice as he was portrayed.
Okay, right. I'll give you that. I'll give you. You won't get an extra point for that. You already got 2 points for getting. Okay, right. The next one. Are you ready? First one to say truth bomb gets to answer. Here we go. Who's goose stepping now? Come on.
It's a tiny moustache.
Yeah, quite. It's just like it's obviously not Hitler. It's gosh.
It's all got to be in the moustache, hasn't it?
Well, are you both gonna? Anybody gonna hazard a guess?
Okay. I'm gonna go for a while.
You've got to say truth bomb, James.
Truth bomb.
Oh, there you go. You can't help him out like this, Dick.
Truth bomb. Is it Laval?
No, it's not. It's not. Do you want to give it a go, Dick? No need to say truth.
De Gaulle.
No, it's Benito Mussolini, you idiots. What's wrong with you? Can't you tell? Look at it. Look at that little moustache.
The thing is, all babies look like Churchill, so we're on a hiding to nothing here.
The next one. Here we go. Here you go. Get ready. First one to buzz in. This is good. This is good pause. There's loads of clues there. Loads of clues. Massive. This is fun to watch.
Truth bomb.
Oh, there, Dick Dalrymple comes in.
Harris. No. Come on, he's in an RAF uniform. No,
yes,
I don't know.
Right.
No, you're okay. I'm going to go on to the next one. The French flag behind might have given you a clue, and the blue dress of Charles de Gaulle. I'm afraid
that's meant to be de Gaulle, is it?
His little baby.
Goodness
Listen, look
sake.
at the moustache. Look at the
It went
moustache.
in blue in World War II.
Okay. Right, get ready for the next one. Don't argue with me, or you'll get deducted points, Dick. All right. Right, here you go. Are you ready?
Truth bomb.
Yeah, go on, Dick.
Emperor Hirohito.
Oh no, it isn't. I'll pass it across. Pass it across to James.
Is it Truth bomb Tojo?
Yes, it is. It's Hideki Tojo. You get 2 points because Dick tried to get in there early, but no, it is. It's Tojo. Have you got any truth bombs about Tojo?
I'm currently reading a very good Murakami, my first ever Murakami novel, and there's some really, really good World War II stuff involving the Japanese soldiers. And because it's told from a Japanese perspective, you're suddenly thinking, they're like us. These are good. They're the goodies in this particular scenario.
Yeah, yeah, it feels like that.
Yeah, I'm not expecting to win points for that, but I'm just saying.
No, you're not going to win points for that, but you will
good.
get 2 points anyway for recognizing it. Okay, here comes the next one. Yeah, so remember, look who's goose stepping now. Get ready.
Truth bomb.
Yeah, there you go, Dick.
There we go. Let's go, Churchill.
Yes, it is. It's Winston Churchill. Any truth bombs about
It's a
Winston
baby
Churchill?
that looks like Winston Churchill. Truth bomb, massive wrong un. That's all
Is that all you're going for?
That's all I'm going for at this late stage in the day. It's been a long day, Johnny, but massive wrong un.
Yeah. Okay, I'll accept that as a Welshman. I'll accept just massive wrong un as a point there, even though that'll probably annoy James. And
No, I think it covers all the.
Okay, good. Get ready to buzz in.
Hitler.
Truth bomb.
Ah, Dick. Go on, Dick. Can you tell me?
It bears an uncanny resemblance to the Führer.
It does,
AKA Adolf Hitler.
It does bear an uncanny resemblance to Adolf Hitler. That's because it's true. You're right. And I'm
so
give you just 1 point.
James, I've been trying to help you with this use of the word truth bomb. I mean, it just
just shouting Hitler.
The audience cannot say I didn't help you.
No, you did. It was good.
It was a good round. Part of this NEWSHOUND, and we're coming close to the end. And we're again in 1999. Now, Kissinger's down here. We'll see. This is from an article in the Sunday Independent, December the 19th, 1999. We're going to party until the end of time. From the surrealist ball, which featured a naked woman for dessert, to Elton John stopping the traffic as the Sun King, it's time to assess the greatest parties ever held. And we're ending on, almost ending on this. There might be just one little other thing before we end. But if we go down to the part that mentions Kissinger, now this is something I've come across before and is well worth a look. Another 80s high party mark was reached at Malcolm Forbes' 70th birthday bash in August 1989. Cynics claimed that the party, held in Tangiers over 3 days, was a publicity stunt. Advertising executives and publishers, including Robert Maxwell, were invited, along with Henry Kissinger, Jimmy Goldsmith, that's Jimmy Goldsmith of the Claremont Club, I believe, and various American TV news stars. Most of the 600 guests were transported by chartered Concorde and 747 to be greeted by hundreds of belly dancers, acrobats, and free camels. The meal, lamb and pigeon pie, was served in domed tents in the garden of the Palais Mendoub. Liz Taylor was a high-profile hostess, and the entertainment included charging horsemen and fireworks. The downside was the heat, 100 degrees in the shade, guests fainting in swimming pools, and long queues for everything. The exotic horsemen's charges proved too close for some. After a last charge, the ambulance was called in. Now, that's an interesting one. Let's go there. Here we go. This is Malcolm Forbes' 70th birthday party. Here's Elizabeth Taylor welcoming people, and there's a fair few people around for this, of course, as they mentioned. There you go. There's Rupert Murdoch down there, Dirty Murdoch, Dirty Murdoch, and his wife, Dirty Anna Murdoch. Boo! So you can see this is really attended by some of the most wealthy elites. And this is something I've come across before, because when you're researching any of the weirder parties that happened with the elite, it was here. Look, there's Jerry Hall. Who's that over there? Barbara Walters, again, mentioned in Henry Kissinger's 50th birthday party earlier. And there he is. Robert Maxwell dressed up in his Arabian attire. This is the most racist dress you'll ever see. Who's that? That is publisher Alan Newhart. Yeah, well, there was a lot of publishers at this party. That looked like Stephen King. No, it wasn't Stephen King, but it does look like him, doesn't it? I mean, by that I mean completely ugly. Chrissy Hefner, Hugh Hefner's hanging around. There's some really big people. This is the Italian, yeah, Mario Buata. This is a really interesting thing to go and have a look at, because you have some of the really most amazingly wealthy and famous people attending this party. Everybody is here, including what's the guy who does a firing line program? William F. Buckley is also here. It's literally completely and utterly a fantastical affair, and needs to be seen to be believed. How many of these rich elites were hanging around here. What I'm still strolling downwards for is a good picture of Robert Maxwell in his full Arabian attire. Of course, Forbes and Elizabeth Taylor, host and hostess of the party, so extremely popular. Jerry Hall, of course, there you go. Happy Rockefeller. Happy Rockefeller. Oh, you are Happy Rockefeller. There you, wait a minute. Oh, there he is. There's another Rockefeller. Look at down there. There he is. There he is, Dirty Kissinger. Look, it's a I found a Dirty Kissinger, everybody. Does someone want to? Yeah, can we have a sniper in the crow's nest, please? Thank you. Right, yeah, there's a Dirty Kissinger. Oh, look, there's another Rockefeller. That's David Rockefeller, isn't it? Isn't it? Yeah, David Rockefeller standing next to Malcolm. So this was a party where if they had been left with a massive crater in the ground from limited nuclear war, a lot of people would have been left happy. There you go. William F. Buckley turns up on his yacht with a few people. And there, look at that. Look at Robert Maxwell. This is 2 years before he dies. 2 years and counting before your luck runs out, Maxwell. Look at these. And there you go. So here you go. There's Henry Kissinger. And look, she's bending over. She's arching her back down again. She has to keep doing this because he's so short. And that's how she does. So, now what else have we got? One more. Let's go for one more fantastic picture of Robert Maxwell in his Arabian gear to go out on. It has to be a good one. We have to flick through a couple of these, of course, because you can see these are some of the most, oh God, Alan Greenspan and Barbara Walters. Oh, what a pair. Oh man, look at the beautiful Rupert Murdoch. He thinks he's so wonderful. There's Mr. Maxwell again, but that's not the ones we want. We want to see him coming in through Jan Winner and Kelly Klein. We want to see him coming through the doors at the start of the party where he's like, look at me, it's me, Robert Maxwell. I'm here, everybody. Sorry, that was Rupert Murdoch voice. I'm here, everybody. Well, no, Robert Maxwell's overshadowing me again. There we go. Look at that coy little expression. Oh, don't look at me. I'm shy. I'm just Robert Maxwell with my little pokey head thing on. Look at that. Look at the state of that. Look at the state of it. Robert Maxwell, one of the most disgusting creatures to look at. Oh my God. Oh my God. I mean, it can turn your stomach completely. But this was one of the most famous parties And let me explain to you that I'm not the only one who knows that this was one of the most famous parties around. This was, you know, well publicized. So who are these ones? Carolyn Ruem and Gaffried Steinberg hanging out in the pool there. I still feel like I remember there being this really terrible picture of Robert Maxwell that I still haven't quite seen. No, I'll have to find it another time. But there was a lot of famous parties in the past that these people attended, but that Malcolm Forbes one was well known as. Ask questions. Porque el amor sombre todas las cosas de la vida. Now, whatever that means, I bet you it's invoking something that isn't here anymore. Look at it. Look at it. It's hard. So I'm gonna take a little journey. I think I'm gonna go across the other side over here, and I'm gonna go past these guys who look a little homeless. And you can see now the buildings are run down. Hey, what's going on, buddy? Hey, man, be friendly. Hey, mate, you don't want to fuck. You don't want to fuck with me, mate. You don't want to fuck with me. Hey, boy. Hello, boy. Hey, calm. Tranquil, my man. Tranquil. Amigo. I'm your amigo, man. I'm your amigo. You can say this. I'm your friend. You don't even know me. Yeah, hey, calm. You do that. You want to do that? Yeah, come on. No, you want it. Come on. Come. Hey, come. Okay, come. Silly. You're being silly. Hey. Calm. Nice. Amiable. Hey, calm. What do you think I am? Calm. Tranquillo, eh? Tranquillo. Here he comes. Truth or fake, everybody, with Mr. Fatty Boom Boom. Let's keep going. I am enjoying this. A lot. We're going to go to a new video, and she's one of my favorites. I think me and this lady, one day, we're going to get together, Marianna. This is my Marianna Springs. Poor girl, Marianna Springs. She gets misogynistic abuse from men because she's not got a Bugatti. Where's your Bugatti? What's she got to say? Well, she's on the forefront nowadays of the BBC's fight, just like you saw with France 24, their fight against misinformation, disinformation. And they are saying things that are misinformation, disinformation, which are provably not. And they are wording it, and they are just out there. But these are the ones who put their heads on the block because they get paid a load of money. They think it's going to give them status. And in 10 years, they will be thrown to the wolves. She has got an expiry date on her, and her type has got an expiry date on it. Let's do this. Should we do this? Let's do this. Let's listen to this woman. She is frustrating.
I'm Marianna Spring. I'm the BBC's first ever specialist disinformation and social media reporter. And what that means is that I investigate the human cost of online conspiracy theory.
The human cost of online conspiracy theory. That's funny. I look into the human cost of Tim Westwood while he was working for the BBC, abusing and raping. How about that? I and others on the people you're aiming at. Look at the BBC and expose them, and now the BBC are on its belly, guts out. Marianna Springs is funded by who? Well, BBC News is funded by exactly the people I just said. She is funded by Bill and Melinda Gates. She is funded by USA. This is who's paying. Marianna's wages is not the taxpayer. It's not TV licenses. It's not that. That goes in different places, in different ways. The majority of their money comes from CIA cutouts and organizations that put the words in her mouth. They don't even need to. She's willing to speak them. She's willing to speak the lies. That's what she's willing to do. Marianna Spring, poor girl. She gets attacked by conspiracy theories.
Trolling, abuse, disinformation, social media investigations in general, and I've been very busy during the pandemic.
Here's our specialist disinformation reporter, Marianna Spring.
She's disinformation.
Anti-vaccine conspiracies have surged on social media, and everyday citizens have found themselves on the front line battling mistruths.
None of these rollouts have been of traditional vaccines. They've all been of mRNA gene therapy products. So instantly from the off, they've had to change the definition to make this work. To make this true, they had to change definitions. That's how it works. That's what they do. This is what they do.
The main story that's shaped my career has been online disinformation and conspiracy theories around the pandemic in particular. I spent a lot of time investigating conspiracy
so what are you
movements
marching there? Well, so conspiracy movements. This is people marching. This is people marching. Give no reason why they're marching. Well, they're marching because the cost was put down for people to take mRNA gene therapy and for a mass human experimentation. This is Marianna Springs. This is what the new face of all of the old eugenics of the past looks like. This is eugenics. This is trying to create genes, mRNA, gene therapy, eugenics. Don't you get it?
Social media, the tactics that they use for Panorama, for example, or where that movement is headed for Newsnight. We have lots of misconceptions about who believes online conspiracies and why they do, that people have to be stupid or mad or ridiculous. And actually, that's not the case at all. And they tell us a lot about how social media works and the
No, they're looking at data. They're looking at data of how to change behavior. They're looking at psychological behavior changing. They look at behavioral insights, and they're looking at why and how they can change your behavior. Not so that you will believe truth. It's so that you will believe them. Just them. No one else. Just them. They're the purveyors of truth. Anybody who tells you that is a liar. But in this next round, we're hunting down serial killers instead of gays. Courtney Turner, how about you? If you could go back in time to the birth of Hitler or the birth of Kissinger, which would you bring up as your own?
Bring up as my own?
Yeah, bring up as your own child. You've got to bring up either Hitler or either Kissinger as your own child. Which one would it be? It's a world-changing event, you got the potential to change everything.
Yeah, because it could potentially change their the trajectory of their behavior, their actions.
Maybe Hitler would have been so kinky and Kissinger been so pent up.
It's tough.
You got to choose one, Hitler or Kissinger. Who are you going to breastfeed? Tell me.
Oh my gosh. Oh boy. When you put it like that.
Yeah, when you put it like that.
Where did Frodo find the evidence that the elves were Scientologists? You know? In Elrond's cupboard. There you go. Sorry, I do apologize for that one. I did promise you I would try and make you laugh. Like three hyper-sexy masticators vying for the cover of Bubblegum Chewer Weekly, Havoye, John, and I have been sucking and chewing since the break of dawn. So, Basil, have you always been a fan of baby lotion, or are you a racist? If you had gone to a P. Diddy mansion, do you think you'd still be slippery to this very day? You don't have to answer that. Like three self-harming, non-binary letters, Will is going to tell me that I'm a butterfly, while Scott is going to teach our children that Jimmy Savile was a very nice man who was misunderstood by an uncaring system that didn't properly appreciate child love. Oh, right, you told me in emails that Havoye is your mortal enemy and that you intend to smite him. If you had to see him punished, would you use waterboarding or electrodes? Your choice.
Waterboarding is technically not a form of torture, so I'm going to go with that because I actually do like Havoye a lot.
Like the protagonists of a budget horror flick, Dan, Tim, and I are akin to innocent freshman cheerleaders waiting to be butchered to death by a killer clown. Which witch would you wish a house upon by using wind alone? The Wicked Witch of the West or Gloria Steinem?
Oh, definitely Gloria Steinem, but can I pick a different one?
Yeah, go on then.
I would have picked Matilda Joslyn Gage, who was Al Frankenbaum's mother-in-law.
Wow,
yeah.
You might have to explain a bit more. But it was originally a trick question because the Wicked Witch of the West is actually Gloria Steinem.
Of course.
So, there you go.
The break to make some time to be with Jesus. I don't care. I just want to be the one to take you there. And tell me where you're going, baby. I don't follow. No, I never fail you. I just want to be the one to take you there. And if you need me, you can get me on the telephone. Yeah, if you want me, oh baby, just let me know. You should hear me when I say I don't expect to be all day, no, no. Oh, wow. I just want to be the one to make you care. Yeah, yeah. Whoa. I just want to be the one to make you care. So I don't want to have a conversation, even talk to you, know. I won't hear you. I just want to be the one to take you there. Tell me where you're going, baby, I don't follow, no. I never fail you. I just want to be the one to take you there. And if you need me, you can get me on the telephone, yeah. If you want me, oh baby, just let me know. You should hear me when I say I don't expect to be all day.